Hello. Now, being tall can be a great advantage. It can have a lot of advantages, but so can being shorter if you know how to use it. And so the game becomes to figure out how to play your game while avoiding your opponent's game, to figure out your advantages while avoiding your opponent's advantages. And every body type has its own advantages. A lower center of gravity is what you see here, and from it, you see the shorter man dominate with his game. He goes into grapple, lowers to the hips, and then scoops from under him. That's what we see him do. And he has a lower center of gravity, has greater access to the hips, so he gets greater leverage to scoop his man down. And from there, he rains blows. This is one of the keys he uses to win this fight. He mixes between grappling pressure and entering in with haymakers. And because he does this so effectively, because he can close that gap, he ends up doing very well throughout this entire fight. And so that's the key. You have an advantage when you're shorter by generating momentum, closing the gap, closing the distance. And so he dropped him. He dropped him with a big overhand. And that is one of his advantages, closing that gap, finding a way to enter his space, getting past that reach. He generates momentum, and in generating momentum, he leverages a lot of force. He harnesses a lot of kinetic energy to transfer into his opponent's face. And this mixes things up. The other guy's trying to be creative. He's trying to find his own way to land with his own shots, and oftentimes taller guys can touch you before he can do anything. But by mixing things up, overhand and wrestling pressure, keeping it simple, that's the key as well. Simplicity is the highest form of sophistication. If you can have a simple game mixing up between different forms of pressure, different levels of threat, different threats, mixing up different threats, that can make you very unpredictable, and from there help you win the fight. And that's what he did, mixing up grappling pressure and striking, keeping it simple. He dropped bombs, and that won him the fight. Being short can be a huge advantage if you know how to use it. Mike Tyson, perfect example. Smaller heavyweight. Being tall can be an advantage. Being short can be an advantage. Figure out your game. And that game is self-awareness. Peace.